Hey there guys, this is Obsidian Chill. Got another video for you today. This one, I'm on the test server right now, and I'm on Teen Titans Tower, Titans Tower. Now, I'm going to release a few videos on this. I'm going to show you like the duo, the alert, the raids. If I can get an elite group, I'll show you the elite raid, stuff like that. I'll do a video on like the feats and gear and stuff. I wanted to first touch on the augment system, because that's one of the bigger changes, foundational changes to the game that's coming. So that's what I'm primarily going to be talking about in this video. If you've got questions about the augments, leave them below. I'm also going to link in the description the forum post about augments, just in case there might be some follow-up questions there that I answered that I don't know. But I've kind of already gone through that post, so I know the questions that the devs have answered from the stream. Also, if you've got any specific questions you want me to show you from this DLC on test server, put them in the comments below so I know to make a video on that aspect or touch on that aspect. So we're going to get to it now. Now, the first thing with augments is it's going to be based on your CR. So before this DLC comes out, you want to get as high a CR as you can, because what you're going to get is something called a golden exabyte, and I'll show you that here. I just switched to a different tune because I already used the golden exabyte on my other one, so it's can't show you that. But essentially, when you log on, all your gear mods are going to be gone. They're going to be changed, and you're going to have this mission called Building a Power Base. And what that's going to do is give you 4 of these golden exabytes based on your CR. So you can see golden exabyte experience, 217, 553. So if I complete that, and if I go to where the augment screen is, if I pick one and then try to fortify it, I can add this golden XP to increase the level. That's what the golden exabyte will do. It'll increase it. Basically, this golden exabyte, this massive X boost, is supposed to be bringing you to the current level of your mods you were on the game before. That's the point of this golden exabyte. So the issue with the golden exabyte, people brought it up on test already. That question is you get 4 golden exabytes currently. You get 4 of them. The issue with 4 of them is that you get 4 of them, and you're supposed to have a full DPS set and a full support set. So right now you have to make a choice. Either you bring your DPS mods to the same stats they were before, max them out, or not really max them out, because you'll get to level 193, and the highest rank is 217. So it's about like 24, 25 ranks you're missing from that top rank. Or they start at 24, the max is 217 basically. But yeah, back to the golden exabyte. The issue with that is really the concern right now is that since we only get 4, we have to make a choice. Either we do our support role or we do our DPS role. And that's what's unacceptable at the moment, because obviously if you've got full mods for both roles, you spend all those essence, purifiers, the exabytes, everything to fully mod both roles. And right now you're only being rewarded for one role, not the other. I believe they're going to change that. If they don't change that, that's completely retarded, because obviously without that golden exabyte, it's going to take you a massive amount of time to get your augment to where it was before. And I know some of the stuff may be going really quickly for you, so if you haven't caught the live stream, you don't know what I'm talking about right now. But essentially, for augments, you don't have to do anything. You get the augments free right off the bat. These rank 24 ones, they're going to be in this augment tab. So they don't take up any inventory space, so you don't have to worry about that at all. All the augments go right in this menu. There's 4 for precision, 4 for resto, 4 for dom, 4 for vit, and right now I'm on DPS, so you get the 4 might ones. So there's no power mods, there's no health mods. What else am I forgetting? Yeah, just no dom. No, sorry. It's just no health and power. We have mods for everything else. So what they did, it's similar like to an artifact. So these augments, as you can see, 506 health, 766 power, 114 vit on the vit artifact. What kind of throws me, well, it's kind of annoying that they're forcing us to play this like vit play style, because if you're a controller, like I'm most of the time going to be speaking from the viewpoint of as a controller, or point of view as a controller. But say if you put 4 of these Vite ones in, you don't have a choice to put any extra power. The VIT ones, see the power 766 power. The Might ones, exact same thing, 766 power. So all the mods have the exact same power. There's no more power for a controller than there is a DPS. Everything's the exact same. I personally don't agree with that. I did the math, and right now, if you've got 10 mods, if you're modded like VIT power or like Prec power or something, but as long as you have power in all 10 of your mods on live server, if you have 4 of these VIT ones maxed out, because you only get to 193, or you might get a little bit higher considering my CR is 240 on live, and it's only 235, 236 here, so that may play with a little bit, but in terms of that, you're not going to get a full 217 max rank from that golden exabyte, or at least you shouldn't. You might, but you shouldn't. The issue with that is, for these VIT artifacts, if you add up the power, like 766 times 4, that is less than the power you would get if you modded on live servers. So you're missing power. And I think someone else mentioned you're missing might as well. I didn't do the math on that, but obviously just do 367 times 4 and then compare that to what your full might stats would be as well. So that's my issue number 1, is that they're forcing you into playstyles. Well, it's issue number 1 and the blessing number 1 at the same time. So for me, it's annoying because I want a little bit more power in my build. As I said, I don't want to necessarily stack VIT as a controller. I want plenty enough power to maintain my rotation. Obviously, I won't be able to know if I can do that with these augments until I get them on live. But right off the bat, that's annoying because I don't like being forced into a playstyle that I know is not the most efficient playstyle for a controller. The flip side to that is that the redeeming factor with these augments is that there's limited choices. Like if you're a tank, you've got to do 4 dom. Like there's no other messing around. You have to do 4 dom. If you're Prec DPS, you have to do 4 Prec. If you're Might DPS, you have to do 4 Might. If you're a healer, you have to do 4 Resto. Does the Resto ones? Yeah, the Resto ones don't even have Dom, and Dom is in the healing equation. So that's kind of a drag for healer. You have to spec more skill points in Dom because you're not getting it in mods anymore. But, besides the point. So the blessing from that is that there's going to be a lot less people screwing up their mods. Like, you inspect some random or something like that, and he's got all his mods messed up, or his mods are inefficient, or he's like not modding any power as a controller or whatever. The redeeming factor with these augments is that you no longer have the option to screw up at all. Like if you're a controller and take the 4 VIT ones, that's it. Like you can't screw that up. And what I mean by that is, say I could switch these 4 into VIT or whatever. That's all that is. So basically, all the augments you see in this list apply to the bottom 4. They're type 1. The 2 ones up here, I'll get to in a sec. They're type 2. Like I said before, you get 50% bonus for color match exabytes. What that means is that, say you need to level up your augments past to max level or whatever in general, level them up. So you see, since this is a precision augment, if I do red exabytes, I'm going to get 50% bonus for that. Now, unfortunately, since all of it's gone, like you can't get simple and complex on the test server anymore. You can't get exabytes. I don't have any of that saved, so I don't know how much XP that's going to give you. But say like your essence, your simple, your complex, your exabytes, anything you have saved in your inventory right now can be converted into XP to level your artifacts. So everything, you don't have to worry about that. So it says XP, yes, you can put nth metal in these augments as well, but don't fret right away because specifically just for the augments, like this has nothing to do with artifacts. The augments, anything that isn't RD related, like I said, simple, complex, essence purifiers, maybe, we don't know yet. But any of those R&D materials can be like exabytes. Any R&D material that you had before can be used to level up these augments. So that's what it makes it a little bit easier as well. And for example, I salvaged my ring. So see, I'm wearing this blue ring, just drops from the alert or whatever. So I salvaged this Keen Regal Band controller, like the Starro gear, and it gave me this. Instead of, you don't get simple and complex as a drop anymore. If you are salvage something, you get the solid MK11 Vital Exabyte. And they stack to 4 or whatever. So you can see the experience is 4,712. So that's so if I took a brand new precision one and went to add this, this just from one piece of gear salvaged, it jumps me up to rank 56. So from 24 to 56 just with one salvaged gear item. Where was I? Yeah. Yeah, so basically that's the augment screen there. So you rank your augments the exact same as you do your artifacts. You see that I have the artifacts here. Now they have this little yellow equipped icon. So if I was going to put in whatever that precision one, rank it up just the same. You'd put your XP in or whatever, and then go to fortify, and that'll bring you up. There's technically still breakthroughs, but they don't cost any catalysts. At least for these type 1 augments, they'll just increase, keep increasing in max level, so you don't have to worry about that. But these augments, this is what the new mod system is going to be. So say like next DLC, 6 months from now or whatever, they're just going to increase the max cap on this rank. So instead of rank 217, it'll be rank 300 or 340 or whatever. That's how they're going to account for mods. Generator mods. They're not taking those away, so you're keeping your generator mods that you have right now, but they're not really. They said they're not releasing any more generator mods in the future, so you're kind of stuck with what you have right now. And you have, I don't think there's a way to craft them anymore either, so you're kind of stuck with them. So make sure that you make that choice of what's in your augments right now. So that we can talk about these. So these top 2 ones, type 2 implants, these are the ones that's going to change. Actually, I can hop down to the broker here to kind of explain that a better.
Have a fine day, combatant.
So these are the ones they said are going to change with content. So each DLC or each event or whatever comes out in the future, there's going to be more Type 2 implants that come out for us to have in our gear. So what these augments do is they still give you the base stats, and then they have. Actually, I can probably show it better in here because lit up. Show up.
Patrolling for intruders.
So basically, this is the controller one. So same thing. It can be health, power, and vit. The same thing as the might augment would do. And if I level it, this is going to be similar like an artifact. So each time you break through like 15, 18, 21, 23, you get certain things that are specific to this content only. So say plus 2% might and precision in Teen Titans content. Chance to heal a small amount when damaged in the content. Take 5% less environmental damage in the raid content. Take 15% less damage from the beams in Teen Titans, the Hive raid. As well as getting the 2% at 15, you get 2% might, 2% prec for 10 seconds.
Scheduled patrol.
Maybe just one of those auto ones. Release this on your Augments. You get 100% bonus for using cybernetic exabytes. You get 50% bonus for color matched exabytes. The other thing they mentioned as well is that these are going to change slightly. It's still going to be the same bonuses, but they're going to change how you rank them up depending on your mentor. They're just doing something stupid to interact more. But like, so if you're a Superman, Wonder Woman, or Batman mentor, these things could change. I think I'm a Batman mentor on test. I honestly can't remember. It could be Batman because it says cybernetic augment. That would kind of make sense instead of Superman or Wonder Woman. So that whoever your mentor is, villains would be something different too. All that does is it changes what these things here, inventory. So these catalysts, that's what's going to change based on your mentor. So say if I go to fortify and I go to fortify this augment, I need catalysts. So it seems like it's still pretty heavy.
If I were the Titans, I would have a
let's see if I
restraining
just
order
pop
placed
this
against
in
all
here.
these fanatic fan club people.
Obviously, I don't have the catalyst to break this through, but this is kind of taking. We'll see how much XP it actually takes to get to rank 15.
To most people, this is a little excessive.
And it's not very promising so far. Dumping quite a bit of XP into this.
Perimeter.
Okay, so now I'm ready for the breakthrough. So I just put 346,987 experience into this Type 2 implant. And that's just 15. Okay, so there's got to be a faster or a better way for that. They said, what is it, 100% bonus? So let's go back to Fortify and put in my other one, Might
So when I
one.
do become a Titan, do I get a special Titan bling version of my costume?
Scanning island perimeter.
Yeah, so basically, I guess everything's double.
I can't believe what cheap
Yeah.
jerks these tourists
So these ones
are.
just drop from
I totally
the duos and
deserve a
alerts that
bigger
I've done so
reward than
far.
just thanks.
To turn down the volume of them talking so you can actually hear me. Or we can just go back up here. Get away from all that noise. Okay. Sorry, I'm just kind of doing this on the fly. So, yeah. So back to Fortify, Might one. So these exabytes, these are going to drop from duos, alerts, whatever. They're going to be on the loot tables, and if you use them, you get double the XP for that because I have a cybernetic exabyte. So it's going to be a little bit faster than I guess than using exabytes because obviously it's not meant to use nth metal at all on these. That's why it took so much. Because just by using those three, like that was a duo, the alert. I think I just ran the duo, the alert, maybe like a bounty. And I got those three. So I have 40,000 experience just from those three things. So in the end, I don't think it's going to be as daunting. It's still going to take some time. But as long as you're resetting and running content, you should rank these up fairly quickly. And the cows, same things they dropped from content. Let's see. Yeah, so my concern again with this, in practice, I don't have an issue with the augment system. I think it's good, a nice change. I think it might be a little bit too grindy. We'll have to see how all the experience gets from the R&D stuff. But I like the fact that what this means is that say you miss skip a DLC or come back next year or something like that. These Type 2 implants doesn't matter. Like if you're missing the ones from before, like you're gonna be missing some stats, but that's about it. Like these bonuses, you're not gonna be behind from that. You're gonna be at the same level as everyone else. I'm assuming that when a new Type 2 comes out, you can put this Type 2 into the new one and at some kind of like discounted rate. I'm not sure if that question's been answered. Because the other thing is, since there's no item, well, I'm sure it can. It doesn't let me fortify that because I think it's on an armory. Either way, that'd be a question. But yeah, back to what I was talking about. My issue with these is that there's not enough separation between the roles. You need all this XP for a DPS and a support role side. So look at this. So for a DPS one, I get health, power, and might, and for the controller, I get health, power, and vit. So I get the same amount of power for each artifacts. I only get a little bit extra vit as the controller one, and the bonuses are the exact same. It's not a bonus for your support role like the elite affinities. It's just a general bonus. So why would I spend all that XP on both augments? So getting 4 of these Type 2 ones, 2 for controller and then 2 for DPS, when I can just get 2 DPS ones and it costs me like 260 vit or whatever. So if I go back to here, the fortified tab, my controller one, yeah, so right now at rank 15 it's 135 vite. So if I have 2 might ones as a controller, I'm only losing like 270 vit. That's it. 270 vit to save all that XP is not a bad trade-off. Like 270 vit is not like a be-all and end-all of a troll. It's not. 200 vit is going to be like a few. It's going to be maybe like 10 ticks on your pot, something like that. Maybe a little bit less power. Like it's not going to hurt you at all as a controller because you'll still be earning supercharge just quickly, everything else. So the 270 vit is not that big of a trade-off considering that you're going to need 500, 600, 700,000 XP to get 2 support runs and then do it all over again for 2 might ones. And at the same time, if you already have 2 might ones, that means you have all the bonuses. So if you were going to start from scratch and level up a controller augment or Type 2 one, then you lose all those 4 bonuses. So it boils down to, and it looks like there's seals as well, so there's a chance to fail these breakthroughs. It doesn't say right here, but I'm assuming it's going to require some kind of seal of preservation or seal of completion. Obviously, they're going to keep doing that so they can sell it on the marketplace. But yeah, so my primary concern is that there's not enough incentive to play your support role here. Everyone in the game is just going to get 2 Might Type 2 plants, because they only cost, as you saw from the broker, 10. So you'll get these right away. It's not an issue to get 10 marks to buy, or 20 marks to buy 2 augments. But there's nothing to justify you spending that whole grind to do 2 Might 1s and then 2 controller 1s. You just do 2 Might 1s, or if you never ever DPS, then 2 support runs and use those for DPS. And if you do DPS quite often, like I'd be in this scenario, like I'm going to get the 2 Might 1s and not get the 2 controller 1s. I wish I had the controller 1s, but I'm not wasting all that XP just so I can have 270 VIT, because that's the only difference. Well, it's going to be more of it in the end, but it's basically I have this exact same amount of power, the exact same amount of health, but I lose 270 VIT. I guess technically times 2, so I guess it could add up, because it's no, because I factored that in, because it's going to be 135 VIT times 2. Yeah, so it's only 270 VIT at rank 15. So I saved myself. Go back to the Fortify screen. So I saved myself 350,000 XP by just getting 2 Might 1s instead of 2 DPS 1s. So that's my concern there. And this is still really new on test. Obviously, this just came out today, and a lot of people are upset about the golden exabytes, as they should be. So this stuff could change. I guess I should show you quickly. We'll work to my base here and show you actually what it looks like as on your armory. But that's the issue that I find right now. It seems like it's going to be a good system. I don't have any oh my god, what is DC doing? They're fucking up the game again. They're being retards. They have no idea what's going on. I don't have those feelings towards augments. I think it's going to be a good system rather than continually having to get new mods every couple of DLCs and new generator mods, because that was quite annoying and a long grind. Okay, so if I go to my controller one, or I guess I'm DPS, I might as well show you my DPS one. So basically here, so if you go to your armory, now you're going to have this little screen that says Augments. So these are the 4 Might 1s, and obviously these 2 here. You can change it around, like if I go to this one, it's going to be in place here. But let me... Okay, let me just do this. So if I did this, now this armory only has 2. It only has my type 2 implants. So now on your armory, you just go back to Augments and just equip the 4 Might 1s. So Might, and Might. Then just go imprint, equipment, or whatever. And now I'm going to have the 4 Might 1s on this one. So that's how you change it on your armory. But essentially that's it, guys. Like I said, there may be some changes to the augment system right now. Right now, everything is kind of in place and working correctly. The only issues I have is that, like I said, there's not enough emphasis on support roles right now. The golden exabytes are screwing over support roles because we're only getting 4 of them. We need 8 so that we have 4 for DPS and 4 for support roles. And I don't know if they're going to do anything to change these augments. I doubt they will, but right now, there's no benefit to farming damage and a support type 2 implant. Just keep the first 2 you do, unless you really want to spend that much time. But there's no way you're gonna have that much XP to do 4 implants as well as 8 of these implants. That's gonna be too much XP unless you've got tons of stuff saved up. But that's it, guys. I've kind of rambled on long enough. And like I said, quickly here, I can go to my generator mods still show up on this list. If I group mods, same thing. Health and power support, offense, those are still here. Those won't be gone. But yeah, if you got any questions or comments, leave them in the section below, and I'll link the forum post in my description as well. Take care, guys.